Hey, in this video I'll be talking about my favorite manga creators, which happen to be a duo. They are Takeshi Obata and Tsugumi Ohba. I'll be talking about why I like them so much, their works together, their works separately, some things that stand out about them, and more. So, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Alright, let's start with the artist of the duo, Takeshi Obata. Takeshi Obata is an amazing illustrator that made his debut all the way back in 1989 in Weekly Shonen Jump with Cyborg G-chan-G, but it seems it wasn't quite popular as it ended with just 34 chapters. After this, Takeshi Obata only did the artwork for a lot of manga, apart from in 2002 with Adidas Manga Fever, but that was a huge manga creator collab, so I'm guessing Takeshi Obata made one chapter for this and that's all. But Takeshi Obata has done the artwork for so many series. I was surprised when I saw just how many he had illustrated. Just because there are so many, I'll go over the most popular of his works. He's created Death Note, Hikaru no Go, Platinum End, All You Need Is Skill, and Bakuman, for which he did all the artwork for. But from these, I've only read All You Need Is Skill and am currently reading Bakuman, though I am close to completing it as I'm currently reading the 17th volume out of 20 total. Takeshi Obata has a long history with Weekly Shonen Jump. I was surprised to see that he did the artwork for a whopping 8 Weekly Shonen Jump series, but 5 of them ended up getting the axe, those series being Chikarabito Densu, School Judgment, Arabian Lamp, Ralom Sgrad, I think, and Karakurizoshi. But the 3 works that didn't get the axe ended up becoming hits, and one of those became a worldwide sensation. The 2 big hits were Hikaru no Go and Bakuman, while the worldwide sensation was Death Note. Moving on, we have Tsugumi Ohba. While Takeshi Obata made his debut in 1989, Tsugumi decided to wait and cook up a masterpiece of a story, and then start a manga, as he made his debut in 2003, but it was an instant smash hit with Death Note. It seems Takeshi and Tsugumi were good friends before manga as well, as out of Tsugumi's 4 works, 3 of them had Takeshi do the artwork, those being Death Note, Bakuman, and Platinum End. The only series that didn't have Takeshi do the artwork is Skip Yamada-kun, with Orobiko doing the artwork, who you might recognize as the author for My Little Monster and Our Precious Conversation. A little fun fact I didn't know until I was writing the script for this video is that there's a fan theory that Tsugumi Ohba is a pen name, and his real name, once again, this is just a theory, could be Hiroshi Gamo, which I looked him up and something actually came up. So here's what I found out. If this really is Tsugumi Ohba, then he also did the story and art for both Totemo Lucky Man and Baka Bakashi no. And from these 2 works, it's clear that he had a popular series with Totemo Lucky Man, because it lasted nearly 200 chapters. It also had an anime that lasted 50 episodes. I also found an unregistered work by the name of Boku wa Shonen Tantei-dan, but it seems it wasn't quite popular because it got the axe after just 19 chapters. Now once again, it is just speculation that Tsugumi is Hiroshi, but the fact that they are both born on the exact same day and none of their works overlap in date, as in they never had 2 works at the same time that were being serialized, makes it more plausible. But to emphasize this even more, this is just a theory, nothing is confirmed. Alright, finally, it's time to say why I love this duo so much. I love this duo so much because they have such good chemistry. I think that's a good way to put it. Takeshi's artwork complements Tsugumi's story very well. You can also see how well they understand each other in the extras of Bakuman. In the extras of Bakuman, they show the storyboard for a page or 2 every time. You can see how with time, Takeshi understood how Tsugumi wants it to look, while Tsugumi's storyboards are quite simplistic, let's say. Takeshi sees the vision Tsugumi had and gives life to it. That's what I mean by chemistry. So, as you could tell from what I just said, from the works, I've read Bakuman, or more accurately, I'm reading Bakuman, and I'm currently on the 17th volume out of the total of 20 volumes. You can check out my video about the first 2 volumes in the description, but that's not all. From Takeshi Obata, I've also read all of All You Need Is Skill, which I also made a video about, link in the description, which was actually just a light novel, but it was adapted into manga format by Takeshi Obata, and All You Need Is Skill was also adapted into a very popular film, which is called Edge of Tomorrow. And lastly, from their work, I've seen the anime of Death Note. You might be thinking, if you're only reading one of their works together and watch the anime of another work of theirs, what makes them your favorite manga creators? And my answer to that is, as I said before, their chemistry. In Bakuman, you can see their journey as creators. You can see both of their spirits in their character, which are of course the 2 main characters, which are of course Saiko and Shujin. And who'd have thought? Bakuman is about a duo making manga, and that is exactly what they are. It is also speculated that the 2 main characters are them, or are inspired by them. But that's not all. They reference so much to what they've actually made. The example I was most surprised about was the love contest. I thought that part was just pure fiction in Bakuman. But while making the script for this video, I stumbled upon this. Yes, it actually happened. I was so surprised, not to mention that Eiji Nizuma is Oda and Kubo, and more that you can see on screen now. Alright, what stands out about this duo is a variety of things. The things that first come to mind are the very realistic and down-to-earth artwork, the intricate, well-paced and thought-out story, and the ability to add and remove story aspects / characters in a logical way that makes sense with the story, as seen in Nier, Mellow, and Matt in Death Note, and also very popular character L's death, that is literally adding and removing story aspects, and stopping the serialization of Trap and Crow in Bakuman. They are both very popular and liked series in Bakuman. I sure hope they collab again sometime soon. It seems when they make a manga together, there's a 66% chance of them succeeding in making a hit, as they have had, as you already know, Death Note and Bakuman as big hits, and Platinum End, which seems to be quite popular, but ratings-wise, not nearly as good as Death Note and Bakuman. If they were to return, I would want them to create something closer to Death Note again, seeing as Platinum End didn't have the greatest ratings, and I doubt a second manga about creating manga would be a good idea, as it could be seen that fans had to choose between the two series. This is actually a reference to something that happens in Bakuman. Or the second series could entirely be seen as a cheap version of Bakuman, or even a ripoff. But I have an interesting idea. What if they returned and drew manga about some of the manga that were made in Bakuman? Like, what if they made a series just like Trap? Like, as if the fictional manga was taking place in real life. Let's say once again, Trap. Since it got axed in Bakuman, they could write it as the first like 20 or something chapters that were serialized just as planned, but then the author in Bakuman got hospitalized. But in real life, the illustrator could probably take a break in those 6 months for the same length that Trap was on hiatus in Bakuman, and then it gets axed in real life as well at the same time. Like, they're both 37 chapters, the same hiatuses and everything. Or author number 11. They would have to draw a bit over 200 chapters of Hiramaru's author. I think that could be a fun idea, but I doubt that would ever come true. Ooh, what about a horror story? With Takeshi's realistic artwork and Tsugumi's storytelling, I think this could work. Okay, imagine this as well. Imagine if Tsugumi decided on a horror manga in secret and didn't tell Takeshi. Like, the artwork would be very normal, so that both the artist and the readers are shocked when Tsugumi writes in the horror aspect. That would be so cool. Like, Tsugumi would make Takeshi think that it's just some high school story, but in reality, Tsugumi is taking advantage of Takeshi so that the readers don't expect anything, because if the drawings are just normal and then suddenly there's something straight out of Uzumaki, then that would give such a scare. Wait a minute, that wouldn't work at all, because depending on how long it takes, people could just be there for the high school story and not the horror. Scratch that idea. Alright, I think this is where I'll leave this video off. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe, as I post videos every single Monday, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!